Hello, Cold Artisans. My name is Shonda, and welcome to my channel, Under the Needle. First, I want to start out by apologizing because I'm full of lint and thread. I've been sewing today. I was going to get the lint roller and get all these threads off me, but then I just decided why, because they're just going to reaccumulate. If you're a sewer, if you're a quilter, we have thread everywhere. So why fake the funk? Why try to clean it up, right? So I'm here with a haul video. So I'm going to be sharing all the Quilty goodness that I purchased in the month of October. So let's get started because my son is going to be coming home in about 20 minutes. And ideally, I'd like to get this video done before I have to answer the door for him because he lost his key. Again, he lost his key again. I'm like, dude, how many house keys do I have to have? I mean, I feel like I need to change my locks at this point. So, okay. So let's start with one of my favorite shops. Well, let's start with an RIP. We're going to say an RIP to Fabric.com. Fabric.com is no more if you have not heard. I did a lot of shopping on Fabric.com. My pockets are going to be extremely grateful that this online store no longer exists. So I believe their last day of operation was like October 20th or something like that. And I honestly hadn't noticed because I've been trying to purchase less fabric. And I was deliberately trying to avoid Fabric.com because I generally shop with them on Fridays. They would send out an email every Friday for Act Fast Fridays, and they would have 50% off of whatever was the selection for that Friday. It would be 50% off. And I got some really great deals. We're talking, 20 fat quarters for $20 or $40 in their boutiques. So great deals I got from there. But I started to realize that I was buying things for the deal and not really because I needed it in my collection. And it was just too tempting. Sometimes the prices were too tempting and I would buy things that I really didn't need because I had a similar collection already. So I took myself off of their emails, and then I used to just kind of periodically go in on Fridays and check. And I just hadn't checked for a couple of weeks, and then lo and behold, I went up there and they are no more. So RIP to Fabric.com. They were purchased by Amazon at some point. In the past few years, Amazon purchased them. And I guess it just wasn't working, which really does not surprise me. It does not surprise me. A lot of people don't like to shop for fabric online. And, Fabric.com, even though they're called Fabric.com, they did not do a really good job of showing the fabric that you were buying. You had to, I would see a collection and I'd be like, well, I don't know, that the pictures are pretty crappy for me to be able to tell if I even like this or not. So then I have to go look it up on another website and things like that. But barring all of that, I between Blueprint and Fabric.com, I greatly, that's how I built a lot of this stash behind me. Blueprint and Fabric.com. I mean, from those two places, probably a minimum of 30% of what you see and what you don't see probably came from them if I had to guess. I don't know. But let's get to getting. Quiltinaday.com. Love shopping there. They're based in California. This is Eleanor Burns' company. If you're not familiar with Eleanor Burns, she kind of Alex Anderson, back in the 80s, they really helped with quilting. Eleanor Burns, her whole thing was, let's make quilting accessible. It does not have to be difficult. And so she really kind of exploded. I want to say, I wasn't a quilter at that time, so I don't know, but I want to say looking at the video quality, probably late 80s, early 90s, maybe, for Eleanor Burns and her TV show. But I love shopping at her website because she was a single divorced mom raising her kids by herself. Those are her roots, right? She was married. The marriage didn't work out. The husband left her with the kids, and she had to raise these kids by herself, and she built a business. I've never read a story about her, but from what I've gleaned from watching her, that seems to be what her story is. Love shopping there. Prices are so reasonable. Prices are reasonable. So I like reasonable prices. So let's change the camera angle here. So I got this book here, Simply Half Yards. The folks over at Fat Quarter Shop made this book. I love collecting half yards. So a book dedicated to patterns for half yard cuts was just kind of right up my alley. This book was $15.95. Let's see if I can show you some of the patterns in here. We have this one. I like this one. Let's see. There's quite a few quilts in this book. Nice large big block quilt called Gather. I like this one. I like large blocks. I like this one here, Medley. Woodland. So there's quite a few patterns in here. I feel like it's 12. Is it 12? 16. So there's 16 patterns in here. So I thought this was a good deal, $1 per pattern. Kind of a no-brainer for me. And like I said, I just like, it's not always easy finding quilt patterns for half yard cuts. Usually you're taking your half yard bundle and you are cutting it into 10-inch squares, or you are cutting it into fat quarters, or you are cutting it, you're using a part of it. So I just kind of like the idea of having 16 patterns that I could just grab a half yard bundle and make. I also from Quilts in a Day. So I picked up a few things. I picked up this binding buddy, and I don't know if you can see here, but basically there's a bar here. It's like it's just like a dowel rod with two ends, right? And there's a string, and you tie the string to these little clips here. You wind your bobbin around the dowel. You can hang it around your neck, and then you can kind of do your binding, and you don't have to worry about your binding pulling. So we'll see. I have a binding project I need to do. I've been putting it off for, I don't know, 18 months now. I don't know, a long time. So maybe I'll use this when I put the binding on my quilt finally. This was $8.49. No. Yes, it was $8.49. I also picked up this here. I actually really like this. Of all the tools that I found to clean my wool mat, this probably works the best. As far as just, and this is what you do. This is it. This is the move. This is the motion. And then it just kind of gets all of that lint off the mat. So I'm liking this so far. Because right now, like everything that I've found to clean my mat is basically just a glorified lint roller of some sort. So I like that this is something a little bit different. I have been able to help with like stains, because you're basically just gently taking off the top layer. So if you have some stains, some light stains, you might be able to get those up with this. And this is the Gypsy Quilter wool mat cleaning tool. So I've been enjoying this. I also got these G-Easy organizing stickers because I wanted these. These were $8.95. Turns out we ended up getting some in the GE Designs Advent box, but I don't mind having another. Because what I plan to do, is I plan to put these numbers on pins, on my flower head pins, so that I can use them when I am putting my rows together for my quilts. Row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. That's how I plan to use these. Right now, I just use a marker and write it, and it doesn't stay. So I don't know if these are going to stay on the pins or not. I guess we'll have to find out. But I was excited to have these. Don't mind having a second set in the advent box. Excuse me. Still trying to get over my cold. I got this here, this Anytime Topper pattern. So Misty actually featured this pattern with the creator, Amy Barrickman, on At Home with Misty, and I kind of thought this topper idea was kind of cute. I thought it could be fun to make, and so I grabbed this pattern because Quilts in a Day had it for $10.50 and free shipping. Now this little tiny thing I got. Oh, that fell in there. Where's that? Okay. So I got this here, okay? This is a needle keeper. And you open it up and you can keep your needles in here. Now, I have had the same needle keeper since, I don't know, I think I was in high school. Where's that sucker at? Let's see if here we go. So, there was a store called, I think it was called Rock Bottom. It's kind of like a Woolworth's. It was 2 stories. And, you know, I used to buy all my little cross-stitch supplies out of there. And so I had bought 2 of these way back when I was in high school. I don't think I have the other one. I think I just have this one left. I think I might have lost the other one. But it has a magnet on the back, and you just put your needles in here. And so you don't use them. So you don't lose them. So when I was younger, I used it for my cross-stitch needles, and then when I stopped cross-stitching, I just used it for regular sewing needles so they could kind of stay together. Because, you know, when you buy hand needles, they're in that little cardboard. And so I just kind of like to take them out and put them in here. This is kind of like an upgrade on that. It's just a fancier version of the same thing. And, you know, seeing as how I've had this one now for 30 years, I figured I was deserving of an upgrade, right? This was $2.97. Okay, so that is, oh, and then the last thing that I got from quiltinaday.com was a huge splurge purchase. I sat on it, I debated about it, I waffled back and forth, and then eventually I just bought it. And that's this here. I have a Basic Gray is probably one of my favorite fabric designers. Okay, they are definitely on the list. I pretty much like every collection that they come out with, and Frankie was no exception. So this is the Out West quilt pattern. And this is the Frankie fabric to make the quilt. So in here, this whole kit was $110. Okay? This pattern is $10 by itself. So all of this fabric is $100. In this fabric is a complete fat eighth bundle. And I forgot how many fat eighths are in this bundle, but it's quite a few. Okay, and in addition to all of the fat eighths, the full line of fat eighths, let's see, I think it's like 40 fat eighths. So at $1 a yard, the fat eighth bundle would be $40, and then this $10 for the pattern, that takes us to $50, right? Then in here we have 5 yards of grunge, and then additional grunge fabric, coordinating grunge fabric. So we have 5, 6, 7 and 3/8. Let's see, let's do a little quilt math. 7.375 times $8 a yard is $59 plus $40 for the bundle plus 10. So I paid $8 a yard for this kit, which is one of the reasons why I finally pulled the trigger on it, because it's the full collection. So I can do what I want with it, right? I don't have to make this quilt if I don't want to. I can choose to use a different Fat Eighth bundle if I want to, right? But I'll probably just make this kit one day when I retire. Let's be realistic. Love Basic Gray. I think I first discovered Basic Gray. I forgot the name of the line. Nova. It was called Nova. I saw that line and fell in love. And I basically love just about everything they've done since then. Okay. So that's Quilting a Day. Did a little shopping on Hancock's of Paducah. Hadn't shopped there in quite a while. I think it's been over a year, maybe. Or a year. I don't know. It's been a while. So I got this layer cake. If you watch my channel, I did a Sew Sampler unboxing, and it had some kind of thing about life is sweet, and I was hoping it was going to be Sweet Fire Road, but it wasn't. So I ended up getting this layer cake because I think it's gorgeous. I just think the colors in here, we've got the grays and the mustards, and then it goes into the pink, and then we've got, some creams and some grays, but it's basically these colors here that you see. You've got the mustard, the pink, the cream, and the gray, and then just various shades of these colors is basically what this line is. And it's just really, really pretty, just absolutely stunning. And I love how many different SKUs are in here. That's really important to me. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Oh, no, never mind. I take it back. There are duplicates here. Yeah, so it's telling you how many duplicates you have. So that's 1. Well, I'm not going to count all these prints. At first I thought these were all different, but they're not. But I don't care. This is a gorgeous, it's a gorgeous layer cake. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And this was $24.99 over at Hancock's of Paducah. And then I got 2 different half-yard bundles because, those are my jam. I got this one here from Free Spirit. This is 8 half yards, except it was not $52.99. It was $29.99. I haven't even opened it yet, as y'all can see. Maybe you can't see, but I haven't even opened this yet. Let's look at all these juicy half yards. These flowers are gigantic. And you cut this up, it's going to be like crazy. So these are all from the collection Welcome Home by Anna Maria Warner. So, show you guys the prints. I'm going to have to fold all of these. Oh, this is so pretty. I don't normally like yellows, but this probably the one for me right here. And usually, and of course this one's gorgeous. And usually Hancock's of Paducah does a pretty good job of cutting their half yards. They're usually pretty generous. Let's see how we're doing here. We have an extra inch, which I appreciate for squaring up. I like it when they give you a little bit extra so that when you square it up, you still have a full half yard. That's important. Quilting a Day is really good as well. They are, at least every time I've ordered half yards from them, because they sell by the half yard. I don't know if they go lower than that, but I'll go and buy half yards, and there's usually an extra inch or two a fabric on each half yard cut to make sure that once you square up, you have everything you need. I mean, you've got your full cut of fabric still. Then I got this half yard bundle also. This was also $29.99. This is from the collection Groovy Garden by In the Beginning Fabrics. I think that everything they do is gorgeous over at In the Beginning Fabrics. It's another line that I'm really a fan of. I mean, not another line. Another fabric manufacturer that just does great work. Just incredible graphics, incredible color saturation, just gorgeous. So I'm just going to flip through these. These are so pretty, like every one of them. Whew. So pretty. And there he is. Hold on one moment, guys. So I talked too much and my son came home, so I paused the video so that y'all didn't have to hear all of that. But here's our next print. And we have this one. And lastly, this one. These are just stunning. Okay. I did shop at an Etsy shop. I don't always support my local quilt shop, but I do like to support small family-owned businesses and stuff like that. I consider, I don't know if Quilting Today would be considered a small business or not. I guess I consider it that, but I don't really know that. Like, I don't know if they're on the scale of Missouri Star. I wouldn't consider Missouri Star a small business at this point. Of course, they started it out that way, but they're not that right now, right? They literally bought Nancy's Notions, so they're not small. I don't know if Quilting Today is considered small or not. I really don't know. But I purchased this little fat eighth bundle here. This did not come in at $8 a yard. It did not. This is Moonstone by Laundry Basket Fabrics and Aditya Sitar. I think this collection is so pretty. So I paid a little bit more than I normally would. I'm not going to undo this bundle because it's just too pretty for that. But you can just see the pinks and the grays and the creams and the mustards. So very similar color palette to this, you know, where we've got the pinks and the creams and the grays. It's just that this collection has a bit more of that mustard, and this doesn't. It has it as the accent, but it doesn't have it like as a print. But very similar. This was $36.51, and the name of the Etsy shop was Twisted Threads Fabric. They got this out in the mail to me very quickly. Shipping was fast, which I always appreciate. And the last thing that I purchased was from GE Designs. When I went to buy the Advent box, I decided to get one of these Stash Builder bundles because I thought it was gorgeous. This is 12 half yards. It was not $69. It was on sale for $52. So that's 12 half yards for $52. What does that work out to? 52 divided by 12. That's $4.33 per half yard. So that's $8.66 per yard. Not quite $8, but pretty close. And I thought these were so pretty. So I'm just going to show them. I'm not going to completely put them all out, but just show you guys here. I love this. It's just bright and colorful and springy, and I just love it. Is that a jot dot? I wonder if she added that in this collection, because this is Jot Dot by Blank Quilting. Yeah, I think she added this to round out the collection. Yeah. So it looks like this is all, I don't know if I'm trying to figure out if all of these came from the same line, except for that Jot Dot. I got nothing on my selvage on this one. All right, so this one's from Bungalow Garden by Studio 37 Fabrics. So this would be as well, because that's the same print, right? And so it looks like these all came from the Bungalow Garden line, except for this one here. It looks like she added in this Jot Dot by Blank Quilting to kind of round out the collection so that she could get the full 12 half yards. And honestly, you would never know. I mean, that blends in with the collection just like everything else. I mean, it perfectly blends in. Like, you would not have known. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that I just recognized the print, like, I would not have known that this didn't belong here. I would not have known. But in addition to these 12 half yards, I also picked up some additional yardage here. I got 3 1-yard cuts. I should have ordered 3 yards, but I didn't. I ordered 3 1-yard cuts. That was on me. All of Gudrun's fabrics are either in 1-yard cuts or 3-yard cuts. I ordered 3 1-yard cuts instead of ordering 1 3-yard cut, and that's on me. But I just wanted to have extra of this because it matches so much in my stash. I love working with pinks and greens and teals and fuchsia, and I feel like this could even work with purple. So I thought this would work really well as potential bindings, or I could piece this into and make a back for this quilt. But I just thought this was super cute. And it's the same as this here, right? So I don't know what I'll make with this. This would make an incredible Wanda quilt. I made a Wanda quilt before, super colorful. This stripe would add a lot to that. So many nice things you can make with this. So I love, it's floral in nature, but we also have our typographic prints, and we also have our diagonal plaid. So just a little something for everybody here. I adore this. This is so my color palette. It's crazy. It's crazy. And this right here, this reminds me of a line by Shelley Cavanagh. I think it's Cosmos. I'm not sure. But this colorway reminds me of one of the lines that she did. Like specifically these 2 colors. But anyway, just loving this line. Loving how this goes together. Happy to have it. And that is it. That is it. That is it for me. That is my haul. I did buy a pattern, but my printer is out of ink and I couldn't print it. I printed it and it just did not come out properly. So, but it was called Garden Harvest, and actually, no, I take it back. I think I bought that pattern in November. So that'll be in the November haul. Did I buy any patterns? Yes, I did. I bought this pattern here. This is called Intersected. I have actually pieced all of these blocks, and I currently have all the blocks on the floor right now, laying them out. Even though I said I was not going to make any large quilts, I lied. I was inspired by watching another channel, and it inspired me to make this pattern. I had seen this pattern before, but I had not purchased it. And then I saw a quilt video of a quilt that just reminded me of this pattern. So I went and I bought the pattern, and I've made all the blocks. So I will be sewing those blocks into rows and then sewing the rows together into a quilt top. And then at that point, I will show you my completed quilt top and I will do a pattern review on this. This was a super simple pattern to make and it looks great. The fabric that I chose, just it looks amazing. So can't wait to show you guys that. But that's it for me, and I will see you guys next video.